The factory lights flicker like dying stars, casting long shadows over the cold, oil-stained floor. Marcus wipes sweat from his brow, his mop sliding back and forth in a rhythm he's known for 20 years. But tonight, something cuts through the hum of machines, a sharp hiss, like a snake coiling to strike. His heart slams against his ribs. He drops the mop, the handle clattering to the ground, that sound. He's heard it before in whispers from old-timers who lost limbs or lives to these beasts of steel. The pressure valves, they're failing. Air thick with grease and fear, Marcus bolts toward the stairs, his boots pounding echoes through the empty halls. No time to waste. Lives hang on this, his own included. Up in the executive suite, the air smells of leather and money. Edward Harlan sits like a king on his throne, a massive mahogany desk piled with charts and gold pens. Around him, investors in sharp suits nod and smile, their voices low and confident. Billions on the line. Harlan's empire, built on factories like this one, churning out profits without a second thought to the hands that keep it running. The door bursts open. Marcus stands there, chest heaving, his uniform soaked in sweat and grime. Eyes turn to him, sharp as knives. "Sir," he says, voice steady but edged with urgency. "The valves, they're failing. We need to shut down now, before it's too late." Harlan pauses, his pen hovering over a signature. He looks up slowly, eyes narrowing on Marcus's face, then down to the faded name tag on his chest. A black man in a janitor's role, daring to interrupt. The room goes still. Harlan's lips curl into a smirk, cold and cutting. "You," he drawls, leaning back in his chair, "telling me how to run my empire." Laughter ripples through the investors. One chuckles low, another shakes his head like it's the funniest joke. Their eyes drip disdain, seeing not a man with knowledge earned from years on the floor, but a nobody. Marcus feels it burn, a fire in his gut. His fists clench at his sides, knuckles white. Generations flash in his mind, fathers and grandfathers dismissed, voices silenced, backs bent under the weight of men like Harlan. "Please, sir," Marcus tries again, stepping forward. His voice cracks just a bit, not from fear, but from the rage bubbling up. "I've seen what happens. Explosions, people hurt, shut it down." Harlan waves a hand, dismissive as swatting a fly. "Security," he calls, not even looking at Marcus anymore. The door opens again, two guards in crisp uniforms stepping in. They grab Marcus by the arms, firm grips that say he doesn't belong here. He doesn't fight, but his eyes lock on Harlan's, a silent storm passing between them. The billionaire turns back to his papers, already forgotten. The hallway blurs as they drag him out. The door slams shut, echoing like a gunshot. Marcus stands there alone, breath ragged, humiliation choking him like smoke. Laughter seeps through the wood, faint but stabbing. He rubs his arms where their hands dug in, feeling the ache. Down below, the factory groans on, that hiss growing louder in his ears. A warning ignored, a life dismissed. He walks back slowly, each step heavy. The machines roar around him, oblivious. Workers on the line glance up, curious, but say nothing. They know better. Marcus picks up his mop, but his mind races. How many times has this happened? Black folks like him, seeing the cracks, speaking up, only to be shoved aside. Harlan up there, blind in his tower, counting money while danger builds. Night deepens outside the grimy windows. Marcus pauses by a valve, hand hovering over the metal. It's hot, vibrating wrong. He could shut it himself, but that would mean his job, maybe jail. No, he tried the right way, and they laughed. Back in the office, Harlan seals a deal with a handshake, smiles all around. "Gentlemen, this factory is our gold mine," he boasts. Glasses clink. They toast to more profits, more power. The hiss, forgotten if it was ever heard. But down on the floor, Marcus feels it in his bones. The air thickens, pressure building like a storm cloud. He stares at the machines, their shadows twisting like ghosts. Something's coming, something big. And when it hits, Harlan's world will shatter. Hours tick by. Marcus finishes his shift, clocking out with a nod to the night guard. Streetlights buzz as he walks home, the city quiet around him. But that hiss echoes in his head, a promise of chaos. He thinks of his family, sleeping safe for now, Thinks of Harlan sleeping on silk sheets, unaware. Morning breaks grey and heavy. Marcus returns, uniform fresh but eyes tired. The factory hums louder today, or maybe it's just him. He mops near the valves again, listening. The hiss is there, sharper. He warns a co-worker, a young kid new to the line. "Watch yourself," he mutters. The kid nods, wide-eyed. Upstairs, Harlan arrives in his limo, stepping out with coffee in hand. Another meeting, Maury deals. He doesn't think of the janitor, the warning. Why would he? Men like him built this world on ignoring voices like Marcus's. But fate has other plans. Mid-morning, a rumble shakes the floor. Workers freeze. Marcus drops his bucket, running toward the sound. Alarms blare, red lights flashing. The valve, it's bursting. Chaos erupts. Steam hisses out, hot and deadly. People shout, scrambling back. Marcus grabs the kid, pulling him clear as metal groans and twists. Up in the office, Harlan feels the tremor. His coffee spills. "What the hell?" he barks. Security rushes in. "Sir, evacuation. Something's wrong down there." Harlan stands, face paling. Investors glance at each other, fear creeping in. Downstairs, Marcus helps guide workers out, his voice calm amid the panic. "This way, stay low." The explosion hits like thunder. Pipes burst, flames lick up walls. The factory shakes, chunks of ceiling falling. Screams fill the air. Marcus shields a woman from debris, his arm burning from a shard. Harlan bursts out the emergency exit, coughing in the smoke. He sees the damage, his empire crumbling. Fire trucks wail in the distance. Workers huddle outside, some hurt, all shaken. And there in the crowd, Marcus stands tall. Their eyes meet again. No smirk now on Harlan's face, just shock, regret maybe. Marcus turns away, helping bandage a friend's wound. In the aftermath, investigators swarm. "Who knew?" they ask. Marcus speaks up, voice firm. "I warned him last night." Harlan hears it, standing aside, suit smudged with ash. His world teeters, billions lost, maybe, but worse, the truth. He ignored a man because of who he was, what he wore. Days later, the factory's a ruin. Harlan sits in his empty office, staring at empty charts. Marcus gets a call, compensation, a promotion maybe, but it's more than that. He walks taller now, voice stronger. And you watching this unfold feel it deep. Power blinds, but wisdom whispers from the shadows. Treat every voice with respect, or watch your empire fall. Dignity isn't bought, it's earned, one ignored warning at a time. In the end, humanity wins when we listen, when we see each other as equals. That's the lesson here, raw and real. Don't let arrogance be your downfall. Deep in the factory's gut, the air hangs heavy with the stink of oil and sweat. Marcus leans on his mop, staring at the rusted pipes snaking along the walls. The clang of machines pounds like a heartbeat, too loud, too fast. He wipes his forehead, feeling the grit under his nails. Years here, and he knows every creak, every groan. Those valves, corroded bad from skipped checks. All to save pennies for Harlan's yachts and parties. Memories hit him hard. Flash of the old days when he was an engineer, fixing lines, solving problems, then the restructuring. Harlan's nephew got his spot. Merit? Nah, just family ties. Now he's the janitor, invisible. He shakes it off, grabs a rag, heads to the break room. Steam hisses soft from a joint nearby, like a whisper warning trouble. In the dim break room, vending machines hum faint. The supervisor Joe sips coffee, eyes on his phone. Marcus steps close, voice low. "Listen, man, those pipes are gonna burst. I've seen the rust, the pressure building, lives at stake here." Joe's eyes flick up, then to the cameras blinking red in the corner. He shrugs, uneasy. "Boss says push production. We're hitting records. You're just the cleaner, Marcus. Stay in your lane." Marcus feels the sting like a slap. His jaw tightens. He nods slow, turns away. But inside, anger simmers. Just the cleaner. Words echo, cutting deep. He walks the floor, mop in hand. Workers glance his way, whispers spreading. Marcus saying the place gonna blow. Some nod, eyes worried, others laugh it off. He's paranoid, been here too long. Down the line, a young black worker named Trey pauses his drill. He's new, fresh face, but sharp. Heard Marcus's talk. He corners the foreman during shift change. Hey, what about those valves? Marcus says they're bad. The foreman spins, face red. Know your place, boy. You want to keep this job? Head down, work hard, don't stir trouble. Trey steps back, fists balled, humiliation burning. Stares from others, silent judgments. He meets Marcus's eye across the room. A nod passes, unspoken bond. Up in Harlan's penthouse, lights sparkle like diamonds. Gala night, suits and gowns swirl, champagne flows. Harlan raises a glass, voice booming. To record profits, this empire runs on vision. Laughter rings out, claps echo. He toasts with investors, blind to the emails piling up. Inspectors warning of fails, risks. He deletes them one by one, chuckling. Bureaucrats, what do they know? Back below, tension coils tight. Small leaks start, drips on the floor. Marcus mops up quick. Steam hisses louder, like angry snakes ready to strike. Workers shift uneasy, faces drawn. A woman wipes her brow, whispers to her friend. What if Marcus is right? Fear creeps in, mixing with frustration. Why risk it all for one man's greed? Marcus clocks out, walks home under streetlights buzzing faint. His small house glows warm. Inside, kitchen light dim, his wife Lena stirs soup. He sits heavy, head in hands. They see me as nothing, he mutters, but I see the truth. That place is a bomb waiting. Lena takes his hand, eyes soft, tears welling. You're more than they say, Marcus, always have been. Silence stretches, loaded with love and worry. She squeezes tight. Fight for it, for us. Night deepens. Harlan dances at his party, music thumping. Oblivious, down in the factory, machines strain harder. A crack appears in metal, tiny but growing. Workers eye it, hearts racing. One man pauses, stares at Marcus mopping nearby. You really think it's bad? Marcus nods slow. Worse than you know. The man swallows, turns away. Fear hangs thick. Morning comes grey. Marcus back at work, uniform crisp but soul weary. Whispers follow him now, stares loaded. Colleagues too scared to speak up, but doubt flickers in their eyes. He warns another, quiet in the hall. Tell your crew, get ready. The man hesitates, glances at cameras. Can't risk it. Marcus feels the weight, invisible chains pulling tight. Hierarchy's grip, cold and unyielding. Harlan in his office, feet up, scans reports, profits up. He smiles wide, but an email flashes, urgent from safety. He skims, deletes, not now. Laughter echoes in his mind from the gala, life's good at the top. On the floor, emotions boil over. Trey confronts the foreman again, voice rising. This ain't right, we are people, not machines. The foreman shoves him back. Shut it or you're out. Others watch silent. Anger simmers, a pot ready to spill. Marcus steps in, calm but firm. Easy, we'll handle this. Trey's eyes burn with fire, inspired but scared. Pressure builds. Leaks multiply, steam clouding air. Workers cough, eyes watering. A pipe groans loud, shaking the line. Panic whispers through. It's happening. Marcus grabs a wrench, tightens what he can. But it's too late for small fixes. Hearts pound as disaster looms, unseen by those above. Harlan hosts lunch, deal ceiling. His phone buzzes, factory alert. He silences it, laughs with guests, blind. Down below, a valve hisses sharp. Metal cracks wider. Workers back away, faces pale. Marcus stands firm, staring at the beast. Told you, he whispers. Tension snaps like a wire. Then the reversal hits. Alarms wail sudden. Lights flash red. Chaos erupts, but Marcus moves fast. He rallies the crew. This way, out now. Trey helps, grabbing arms, pulling folks clear. They listen now, his voice cutting through fear. Up top, Harlan feels the shake. His lunch spills. What? He rushes to the window, sees smoke rising. Face drains white. Outside, workers huddle, safe but shaken. Marcus counts heads, breath ragged. Harlan bursts out, suit perfect but eyes wild. He sees Marcus, the man he dismissed. Regret flashes. You warned. Marcus meets his stare, no words needed. Silence heavy. In the rubble's wake, change stirs. Harlan faces the board, head low. I was wrong. Investigations point fingers, but Marcus rises. Promoted, voice heard. Workers nod respect, chains breaking. And you feel it, this truth. Greed silences the wise, but resistance sparks light. Dignity demands we listen, see beyond roles. Humanity thrives when underdogs rise, teaching the mighty humility. Respect every soul, or peril claims us all. Injustice bends, but redemption waits for those who bend first. Alarms scream through the factory, piercing the night like a wounded animal. Pipes burst with a thunderous roar, flames shooting up from the heart of the machines. The ground shakes hard, foundations cracking under the force. Smoke fills the air, thick and choking, turning the once busy floor into a nightmare of shadows and fire. Workers cry out, voices lost in the din. They stumble through halls, hands over mouths, eyes stinging from the heat. Panic grips them tight, arms flailing, feet slipping on debris. A woman trips over twisted metal, her scream cutting sharp. Others push past, fear driving them wild. The blaze grows, hungry, licking at walls and ceilings. Marcus bursts from a side room, his janitor uniform blackened with soot. He stayed late, against rules, tinkering with valves from his old engineering days. Makeshift tools in his pocket, he rigged what he could. Now he stands firm amid the chaos. "This way," he shouts, voice strong and clear. "To the exits, stay low." Terrified faces turn to him, finding hope in his calm. He grabs a man's arm, pulling him from a collapsing beam. The man coughs, nods thanks. Marcus moves on, spotting a young worker tray trapped under rubble. Flames dance close, heat blistering skin. Marcus heaves the debris aside, muscles straining. "Come on, kid, we got this." Trey staggers up, eyes wide with gratitude. They run together, Marcus getting more folks through the smoke. Outside, sirens wail closer. Fire trucks pull up, hoses unrolling fast. But inside, the inferno rages on. Marcus pauses at a doorway, counting heads. Not everyone's out. He dives back in, ignoring the roar. A trapped woman calls weak from a corner. He shields her with his body, leading her clear. Sweat pours down his face, but his stare stays focused, unbreakable. Miles away, Harlan's mansion glows with luxury lights. His phone buzzes urgent calls from the site. "Explosion," they say. His face drains white. He grabs keys, races to his sleek car. Engine roars as he speeds through dark streets, mind spinning. His empire burning, profits up in smoke. He arrives to hell on earth. Flames tower high, lighting the sky orange. Debris rains down like ash from a volcano. Harlan stumbles from his vehicle, suit crisp but useless now. He stares at the wreck, horror twisting his gut. Workers huddle outside, some hurt, all shaken. Firefighters shout orders, water blasting the blaze. Then he sees him, Marcus, directing crews with sure hands. Over there, the main valve, cut it now. Firemen listen, moving quick. Harlan watches, frozen. This janitor, the one he laughed off, saving the day, pulling another worker from the edge, bandaging a burn with torn cloth. Knowledge pours from Marcus, precise and deep. A memory slams Harlan. Flash of Marcus's resume years back, top engineer creds, ignored for a relative's spot, warnings mocked in meetings. Harlan's smirk then, now replaced by shame. He steps closer, flames reflecting in his eyes. Power slips away like sand through fingers. Marcus turns, locks eyes with Harlan. Silence hangs heavy between them. No words, just a stare loaded with truth. Marcus's gaze steady, dignified. Harlan's wavers, regret flooding in. The billionaire, once so high, now small in the fire's glow. Arrogance crumbles piece by piece. Tension builds electric. Harlan opens his mouth, but nothing comes. Marcus nods once, turns back to help. A beam crashes nearby, sparks flying. Harlan flinches, but Marcus doesn't. The reversal hits hard. The underdog rises, hero in the flames. Harlan's folly exposed, raw and burning. Maury workers emerge, coughing, alive because of Marcus. Trey claps his shoulder. "You saved us, man." Marcus shakes his head. "We save each other." But eyes flick back to Harlan, watching from afar. The billionaire approaches slow, face ashen. I didn't listen." Voice cracks, weak. Marcus pauses, wipes ash from his brow. Silence stretches, flames crackling loud. Then he speaks soft. It's not about listening to me, it's about seeing people. Harlan nods, head low, awe mixes with sorrow. His empire teeters, but something deeper breaks, his blind pride. Firefighters gain ground, hoses tamming the beast. Dawn creeps in, grey light on the ruins. Marcus stands tall, uniform torn but spirit whole. Workers gather round him, respect shining. Harlan watches, isolated now. The flip complete, power bowed to wisdom. In the quiet after, Harlan faces the press. Cameras flash. Mistakes were made, he admits, voice trembling, but eyes seek Marcus in the crowd. A handshake offered later, private. Thank you. Marcus takes it firm. Learn from it. Change stirs in Harlan's stare, regret turning to resolve. Days pass. Factory rebuilds slow but safer now. Marcus promoted, voice in the plans. Workers nod to him, chains of old breaking. Harlan cuts luxuries, funds fixes. Redemption creeps in, step by step. And you see it unfold, this raw turn. Injustice builds walls, but resistance cracks them wide. The overlooked shine brightest in crisis, teaching the mighty humility. Dignity isn't given, it's claimed, fierce and true. Respect every soul or watch folly consume you. Humanity wins when egos fall, letting light in for all. That's the heart here, burning bright. Listen to the whispers before they roar. Redemption waits, but only for those who bend. Dawn creeps over the horizon, painting the sky in soft grays and pinks. The factory lies in ruins, smoke curling lazy from twisted metal beams. Harlan stands there, his once perfect suit ripped at the seams, ash streaking his face like war paint. He stares at the wreckage, hands limp at his sides, the weight of it all pressing down hard. Emergency lights flash weak, casting shadows that dance long across the debris. Workers mill about, some bandaged, others coughing up soot. Marcus moves among them, his own arm wrapped in white gauze but his steps sure. He points to a fallen wall. Clear that first, he says soft, voice carrying authority earned, not given. Folks listen, nodding, tools scraping against rubble. Harlan watches from afar, chest tight. The billionaire who built this place now feels small amid its fall. He takes a step forward, then another. Marcus glances up, their eyes meeting across the chaos. Silence falls between them, thick as the morning mist. Harlan's mouth opens, but words stick. A pause stretches, loaded with years of overlooked pain. Finally, Harlan mutters low, I was wrong. His voice cracks, raw and broken. Marcus holds his gaze, steady, no hint of triumph, just weary wisdom etched in his lines. It's not about being right, sir, Marcus replies quiet. It's about seeing people, really seeing them. The air hangs heavy, unspoken apologies swirling like smoke. Harlan nods slow, swallows hard. He gestures to the site. Show me. Marcus hesitates, then leads the way. They walk through the ruins, boots crunching glass and metal. Marcus points to a burst pipe. This here, warned about it months back, rust ate through. Harlan listens, face paling more. Stories pour out, workers' tailies of skipped checks, pushed shifts, all for bigger profits. Flash of memory hits Harlan, him in boardrooms, sealing deals with handshakes and smiles, cutting costs, blind to the faces below, a nephew promoted over talent, laughter at warnings. Now it stings sharp. He stops by a charred machine, hand touching the warm steel. How many hurt? He asks, voice small. Marcus pauses. Too many, but we saved who we could. Tension builds as they tour deeper. Survivors glance their way, stares loaded. A woman wipes tears, nods to Marcus. Respect shines there. Harlan feels it, the shift. Once he towered, now he follows. Conflict simmers inside him, pride warring with regret. Marcus shares more, voice even. Folks like me, we see the cracks first, but voices get drowned. At a quiet spot, away from the crews, Harlan turns, eyes well up. I built this on backs I never saw. Silence again, profound. Marcus waits, letting it sink. The reversal crests, Harlan's walls crack wide. He straightens, resolve flickering. Changes, now. Marcus raises a brow, waiting. Harlan pledges it then. Reforms to safety codes. Scholarships for workers' kids, books and dreams paid for. And Marcus, named safety chief, voice at the table, no more janitor shadows. Handshake seals it firm and real. Survivors watch, nods shared. Small acts bloom, a pat on the back, shared water bottles amid the dust. But emotion hangs unresolved. Harlan tour alone later, staring at embers dying slow. Guilt chews at him. Marcus oversees a lift, but his mind drifts. Home waits, family safe because he stood firm, yet scars remain inside and out. Days blend into rebuild. Harlan in meetings, but different now. Listens more, speaks less. Cuts his luxuries, funds fixes. Workers see it, whispers turning to hope. Marcus at the helm, plans drawn with care. Trey helps, inspired. Laughter returns faint amid hammers and saws. Harlan visits Marcus's office, simple but his now. Thank you, he says sincere. Marcus nods. We all learn. Stare lingers, humility bridging the gap. Harlan leaves quieter, steps lighter. The site transforms, ruins rising anew. Safer walls, brighter lights. Marcus walks the floor head high. Folks greet him warm. Harlan watches from above, a changed man. Ego shattered, but soul mended. And you feel the echo, this silent redemption. Injustice chains us, but resilience snaps them free. The underdog's whisper becomes a roar, teaching the proud to kneel. Dignity earned through fire, not gold. Respect the humble, heed their truth, or empires crumble to dust. Humanity binds us when empathy flows, bridging divides wide as oceans. In our world, divided and loud, let this parable sink deep. Voices silenced can save us all, true power. It's in the listening, the seeing, the bending before we break. Marcus walks into the dawn, leaving lessons that linger long.